Sorry folks, back to you again here. I'm just going to show you what I've done there is just push that in and kept pressing this button. I just knew my two hands to do it. But you can see now I brought the red line into the green, which means it's lit. Now if I switch off the gas over here, you'll see that dropping down. If we switch it off here, and you can see there it's dropped down again into the white. So if it's in the white, it's not lit. But once you hold in the gas valve and press your ignition, that'll go up just slightly into the green, and that's an indication that the fridge is lit in gas. And then you just have your locks here in the middle. That's it locked, and that's it unlocked. And your fridge opens and closes here. And you have a freezer unit at the top, and your fridge at the bottom. Now moving into your hob, you have your hob here and your oven and grill. The igniter here operates the sparkler on the hob as well, and it does the ignition in here as well inside. So what we have here, that's your grill on this side and your oven here on this side, and once it's zero it's off, and just to turn it that way to get your gas on and press your ignition here, and that ignites your hob burners as well. So your other bed up above the luton bed here's got the ladder there, just clips on here at the front for climbing up and down on. So what we're looking at here now is your heater. Now this heater runs on electric and gas. To light it in gas, I'll just show you what to do. At the moment that's at 0, and to move it up the way we go anti-clockwise. So what we do is move it up, say around 5 or so, hold that in and press your ignition button. And how you know it's lit? If you look in through that little slot there, you can see the blue flame inside, and you can see it lighting up. So that's how you know that it's lit. So I just turned it off there again. So you see the blue flame inside, and then when I switch off the heater, you see the blue flame going out again, and that's your heater off. Now on this side here, what we have is our fan. And at the middle position here it's off, and you have an automatic or a manual setting. On the manual setting you can switch it on here, and you can turn your fan up and down here 1 to 5. Now if you leave it in automatic, it'll not blow until it actually heats up, so it won't blow cold air. So if you leave it in automatic and say set it around 3, once the heater heats up it'll start blowing, and then you can turn it up and down yourself. But the automatic just means it's not going to blow cold air. Whereas on this side here we can actually blow air without any heat, which is just ventilating around the van, and then in the middle it's off. So this is just your fan. It's nothing to do with actual heat. That's only to blow the air around the van. And this is your control knob here. Bring that around to about 5 and press your ignition here. Now what we're looking at here now is how to heat that space heater that we were working on a minute ago on electric. It says space heater here. This is only when you're on the mains. So you switch that on there, and you can choose then 500, 1000 or 2000 watts, and you see here's 230 volt. So that only works when the van's plugged in. So that's your electric option there. You can heat the van on electric. You can use the fan on that heater the same way as you do when you have the gas on, and that's how you operate. You switch it on here, and then you can choose whatever one you want here, and that's your mains. So that's your main space heater, as it says here on the switch. Switches off again, and then you have your water here at the bottom on electric. You just press that and it comes on, and that'll heat the water on electric. Just switch on that switch there, and this one here will heat your water on gas. Now you just flip that down there, and you'll get the green light coming on, which means it's working, and you can choose the temperature you want the water at. It goes from 30 to 70, and if the green light stays lit, everything's okay. If that fails, you'll have to go back out and switch on your gas. So that's your water heating on gas, and that's your water heater on electric. And I'll show you outside. When you have the water heater on gas, there's a cover outside you have to take off the heater, and I'll show you that when we're outside. Now if you switch this on with that cover on, it'll show up a red light here that it hasn't lit properly. What that cover does is stops the air and stops dirt getting into the heater when you're driving. So that's what that is. Just be aware that if you're running the heating on the hot water heating on gas, you're going to have to go outside and take off the cover first. But you don't have to take off the cover if you have the electric on. Just switch it on and off here. And then switch off your water heating and gas, put it back to 0. And you just have your 12 volt for your TV and your 12 volt plug here. And a mains plug here beside it. So the next thing I'm going to show you here is your TV aerial. This is the booster here for it. And if you unlock this locking knob here, you can unlock that, spin that back the way, and you can push your aerial up and down. Now what we're looking for here is the greenest light you can get on here, and at the moment it's green, so that's the best signal you can get. So some places it might be red and you might have to adjust the aerial up and down, or actually turn the aerial to get that as green as possible. But when that's green, that's the best signal you're going to get. And there's nothing to do in here. There's a little switch actually up here, just in case you ever had it by accident, but you just leave that switched on, it'll go on and off, and you switch off the fan, and there's your different connections there. There's nothing really to do in there, just push that up and down. Now when you're travelling in, you can pull the aerial down and lock it up here. So that's the aerial, and I'll show you here now your TV. So you can see your TV now is tuning. I just set it for tuning there. Every time you move the van, you're going to have to retune the van. It's just with the Servview signal changes no matter where you go. Now you can see there's picking up channels here. DTV is picking up 6 programs. In the south now we'll just get the RTEs and stuff, and in the north you'll get all your BBCs. And how you reprogram the TV is you press this quick start button here and just keep pressing OK, and you'll get up this here square box here. So start off, press your quick start, which is this one, and then just keep pressing OK, and eventually this screen here will come up and it'll just do it itself. It'll go from 0 right up to 100%, and once it gets to the end, then it'll show up the programs on the screen. So that's your wee table there. It's just underneath the TV. We covered it underneath the TV. That's your tables in there. So we're just outside your van here. We'll go through the different compartments here. The first compartment here is your gas compartment, and we've something a wee bit different in this. There's a Seeker motion regulator on this, and what that does is just if you've any leaks, that'll actually stop itself. So same as a regular bottle, you switch it on and off here. So to close the bottle, turn it that way, and open it, go anti-clockwise. So every time you open this bottle, you're going to have to press these 2 buttons, this button and this button at the same time, just for about 5 seconds, and that'll let the gas go through. So those 2 buttons you can see there, you have to press the 2 of them at the same time every time you change the bottle or switch the gas actually off or on. Switch that on and that'll get your gas through. And we have your gas spanner here, and if you want to change the hose, this nut here loosens with that spanner, and it loosens clockwise. So it loosens opposite to what a normal thread does. So it loosens clockwise and it tightens anti-clockwise. And just close off your valve here and loosen your nut that way, and that'll remove the hose to change the bottle. So moving on around here now, the next compartment, you have your mains plug-in. It just opens up this wee door, and there's a wee gap here you can run your cable up into, and then you have your leisure battery. And the next thing then is your toilet cassette. The toilet cassette's in here at the bottom, and you can see it just clips in here at the bottom, and that's where you empty it from. Just pull your cassette out, and when you are emptying the cassette, there's a little wee venting valve here at the back. You can press it and it'll empty it a wee bit quicker just, and when you push it back in, it just clips. Now this toilet system here, it flushes with its own water, which is filled in here. So just fill this up till it overflows, and that's it completely full. So that works separate from the water inside the van. So you can put smelly stuff and stuff in that if you want, and that's your flush water for the toilet. And then moving along here, this is your water inlet. There's a hose that goes on there to fill your water, and then underneath here, just below that, you'll see the blue valve. That's for draining your fresh water tank. And then moving along, the last wee bit in this van on the side is the water heater outlet that I was showing you, and there's a cover that goes over the top of this. So when you're running your water heater on gas, you have to make sure you have the cover off. And I have the cover here, and see it's just inside the door. So you can see that cover just fits on over the top of that when you're not using it. So normally if you want to heat the water on gas, you have to come out and take that off there to let this is your air intake here. So in your cab there's not much to show you really, it's all fairly straightforward. You have your reverse camera up here in the corner and just the normal stereo ones, very car-like, the operations of the vehicle. So around the front of the van here we have our diesel fill here. It's just behind the passenger door, and as we get into the cab here you have your bonnet pull here, just operates from the side, and underneath the passenger seat you have your jack and wheel brace. And now there's a blue bag here you'll see, that's for keeping all your documents on. And we'll just go into the engine compartment here now and have a wee look. Now there's not much to see, but I'll just show you anyway. That's your window wash here, your power steering fluid, your brake fluid and your engine water. And then down the front here we have our dipstick. And then if you ever have to jump start the van, you have your positive here, it's underneath the sweet flap. You see the plus on it here. So you put your positive or your jump lead on here and put your negative on here, because your engine battery is underneath the floor inside. So that's how you jump start your van. The positive here shows it here and the negative on here. So that's everything to do with your engine. So just getting back to your water fill, what you have is this here, and that just plugs in the side here, and put your wee door down a wee bit and that just locks it in. Let's put that in there, your door down a wee bit. Aye, that's it. Just put the door down a wee bit and that locks it in, and then it's just a matter of connecting onto your hose and filling it up. So that's what that is, and now it's inside underneath the seats at the back. So down the back of the van you can see your U-shaped lounge. If you open this wee door here, that's your main trips on one side and all your 12-volt fuses on the other. So they just trip up and down like you have at home. Then your fuses are just ordinary car fuses, and it tells you what they're all for here at the side. So the last thing really to show you inside, it's underneath this dinette seat here. You can see the yellow valve. Now that's the dump valve to drain the water out of your water boiler, and it's also for draining the van in the winter time. So at the moment it's in the right position, it's down, and if we open that up the way like that drains all the water out onto the street. The way it's sitting like that there, and it protects it drains all the water out of the hot water tank first, and then it'll actually drain all the water out of your taps if you open all your taps in between hot and cold. So in the winter time, if you're winterizing the van, you have to lift that valve up the way and make sure your pump's switched off so it's not going to pump, and open all your taps on your sinks and in your bathrooms in between hot and cold, and all the water in your water system will all run out through that valve here. Now in the very, very cold winters like we had a few years ago, -5 or even worse, we'd always recommend even blowing into the taps if you can once you have them open in between hot and cold, and that's just to assure that you're pushing the water away from the tap heads themselves to stop them getting cracked with the frost. So that's your main drain valve in the van for draining in the winter time. So you can operate your two valves outside. Your waste valve is on the left hand side and your fresh water valve is on the right hand side, and you can open them and drain all your tanks, and then drain your hot water here as well. So what I was showing you there in between hot and cold, you have hot on one side and cold on the other. So in the winter time you open your yellow valve and you bring your tap handle to the middle in between hot and cold and lift it up with the pump off, and all the air will actually run out of the taps back down through that valve out onto the street and protect your taps from frost. So I think that's about everything, folks. There's a few wee bits here just in your toilet. Your toilet flush, we're looking outside here, they're on, it fills from outside, it just flushes here, and you have your little red light comes on here to tell you your cassette's full. Your shower heads here pulls out, and you have your tap here in the middle, and that's really about it. That's your shower, and all the lights and stuff will just take you a wee while to get used to what's what, but they're just sort of dotted all around the van. So the best of luck with your new van, folks, and I hope this video was a bit of a help. Anytime you need any help at all, you can give us a ring. So thank you.